How's it going, everyone? Mufara here. Welcome to Heliopolis Radio. I hope you enjoy the content. Peace and blessings to the people. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Heliopolis Radio. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you've had a blessed week thus far. And yeah, we're back at it with another episode of Retrospect. And today's movie of discussion is The Grey, starring Liam Neeson and Frank Grillo. Liam Neeson, we all know he stars in a couple of action movies such as Taken, Cold Pursuit, and a whole bunch of others. And then Frank Grillo, for those of you that don't know, he's a guy who plays Rumlow in the Captain America film franchise. So you probably recognize him from there. He also acts in The Purge. But yeah, The Grey is really one of my favorite movies of all time. It's really a deep movie about life. And as you can tell from most of the movies I talk about, I try to talk about movies that have some type of profound personal impact. So I guess that's my own personal bias. But moving onwards, the film is directed by John Carnaway, and it was released January 27, 2012. I think it had a budget of about 21 million and it grossed 81 million in the box office, but it scored 79% on Rotten Tomatoes. The film received largely positive reviews, and in my opinion, it was a very good movie. It had a lot of deep philosophical themes about life as a whole, and so, yeah, Liam Neeson plays this character called John John Ottaway, and essentially what he does is he works on these drill sites in Alaska and he shoots wolves. Sorry, animal lovers, but yeah, he kills wolves that try attack workers on drill sites. And so the movie takes off with him finishing his current workstation. Like this workstationing, it like works in increments of time. So like he's finishing his stationing for the while, and he's gonna go back home. But prior to doing this, he actually attempts to commit suicide, and we don't know why. And then he ends up not doing it, and that's kind of where the plot takes off. And so on the plane back home from Alaska, it unfortunately malfunctions and it crashes, and so him and a bunch of other survivors end up having to survive in the wilds of Alaska. I don't know, God knows where they are. And not only that, it turns out where the plane crash landed as well, it's actually wolf hunting territory, and so that's basically where the gist of the movie takes place. Them surviving the cold, surviving the harsh elements of nature, and also surviving being hunted by wolves, and a lot of them for that matter. And so, each of the characters have their own personal story, their own personal beliefs, as always. But they did really well. I think they got a dynamic group of actors to portray different characters in a typical survival situation, but more importantly, it's really how each of them encounters that adversity in life. More specifically, the main character played by Liam Neeson, and so I'm not gonna try spoil the plot from that point onwards, in terms of what happens and everything. But more specifically, what really stood out in that film for me was how he handled adversity, things going wrong, things not working for him. So things were it was deep. It was deep because, a lot of these movies where they show people going through shit, they kind of sensationalize it. But this is one movie where you kind of like, oh man, you could empathize, you could imagine yourself going through it. And I think I also watched it at a time in my own life when I was kind of dealing with some stuff. So I guess that was maybe why I had such a, I guess why I enjoyed the movie so much. It really portrayed what it means to just be strong and to face everything that that comes like head on with no fear. And so I think Liam Neeson is a brilliant actor, and in this film, interestingly enough, he completed this film after the death of his wife, unfortunately, and he actually expressed that he channeled a lot of his grief into the movie. And I found that interesting because you could actually translate it. It's a very deep movie. You can see how he acts in a way, the character that he portrays. It's almost a way of how he's handled his grief. He's channeled the way what he's had to fight, and he's portrayed it in this movie. And that's very unique. You don't get a lot of movies where it's so like very personally tied. And yeah, I guess the philosophical elements, I think, I would definitely recommend it. It gives you a lot more courage and resolve to face life, and so I think that was the best part of that movie, was that how they portrayed life, life with all of its elements. We have people, we have other creatures, like we have animals too that are also in this circle of life. And then you also have, everything, you have nature and its role and everything. And it's like kind of everything is not competing for top spot, but it just shows you that it's a never ending cycle of, just constant change and constant, I don't want to use this word adversity, because it's not only about adversity, but it's just about the way things happen, what it is. Like there's a deeper meaning to everything, everything's connected. But yeah, I'm not going to go too much further than that. I just recommend that you definitely watch it. The musical score by Mark Stratenfeld is awesome. That's the score I'm using. This song is actually called Into the Fray. And again, it has a deeper symbolism in regards to the film, which is why I love the musical score. I like it when the musical score is strongly related to the film and what it's about. And so, yeah, I definitely recommend it, man. It's definitely a more on the somber side of things, but it definitely gives you a bit of perspective. And, you always enjoy films that somehow impart some type of, I guess impact on you, right? And so it may not be the case for everyone, but I recommend you watch it. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Retrospect. And I'll be out with another one soon. And so, yeah, peace and blessings to the people. Thank you.